What is influence? By definition, it is the capacity to have an effect on the behavior of someone or something. For example, the someone will be the opponent, the something will be the ball. So from the last lesson, we have seen the areas a defender and their teammates can cover. How do we find our way through on attack? We do this by understanding the areas of influence we have as attackers, or the team with possession. On attack, we have 2 AOIs while we are the ball carrier, and 2 while we are supporting the ball carrier. The 4 levels of attacking area of influence and their nicknames are Level 1, My Ball, Level 2, Shift Space, Level 3, Take Space, Level 4, Draw Opponent. In Level 1, My Ball, you as the ball carrier have direct control of the ball. The area you control is your immediate area or 360 degrees around you. You control the ball in this 360 degree area via the ball movement or ball mastery, shielding with a body part or whole body, and your movement direction. That's forward, side, back, or any diagonal of these. As this level uses quick, short movements of the ball or foot or body feints, we will talk about 2 of the 3 points of focus a defender has when setting their own defensive areas of influence. Remember, we covered defensive AOI levels in the last session. As a reminder, they are Level 1, Press, Level 2, Shadow, Level 3, Lurk, and Level 4, Prepare. The 3 points of focus that defender will have when setting their AOI is the player or players, the ball, and space, whether available or being created. Notice how this is similar to scanning, where you look for teammates' direction and movement, opponents' direction and movement, and space being current or created. On attack, we look to exploit the space. On defense, they look to cancel or close the space. So the 2 points of focus for the opponent when we are concentrating on our Level 1 AOI is the player, or you as the ball carrier, and the ball. Here we assume they are pressing and you are in a 1v1 due to the fact that if you had clear space in front of you, you would simply control and move the ball and focus on your Level 2 and your teammates' Level 3 and 4 areas of influence. So for 1v1 in your Level 1 AOI, first be brave and controlled. You get to decide where you go and the opponent must react. There is technically only one area you can't go, the opponent's Level 1 AOI. But that rule can be blurred with clever physicality or a penna or nutmeg. You will use speed, quickness, and change of direction to make the opponent lose focus on you, the player, or the ball. This is the focus of your ball mastery moves and your feints. They aren't simply to look fancy or complete some arbitrary goal or requirement of your coach. A feint causes an opponent to temporarily lose focus of you as the ball carrier and enables you to move the ball to created space or into your Level 2. The same goes for ball moves or ball mastery. You change the direction and speed of the ball in one direction and again quickly change direction and speed of the ball to space to cause the opponent to lose focus of the ball. This process can take 1 or more moves. Note that with the increase in moves there is an increase in fatigue and chance of a mistouch. Further, the more moves you attempt to beat an opponent, the more time the opponent's teammates have to set their defend 1-2-3 support, or the aggressive second press, cover, and balance. A general rule is, if you kill the ball or slow it down, or the opponent is able to delay and slow you down, you will need to look for the 2v1 support. Thus, it is important to attack the 1v1 with speed and confidence and look to cause the opponent to lose focus of you or the ball quickly and efficiently. To close out level 1, My Ball, what are we influencing? We are directly influencing the movement of the ball with ball mastery moves, the pressing opponent by making them lose focus of the player, you, or the ball, and the start and direction of the next attacking point of your team. So if we have already beat the opponent in 1v1 in level 1 My Ball, why do we need level 2? In level 1 we talked about the immediate space around you. This space is approximately 1 to 2 steps in all directions around you. We use level 1 when the opponent is already in the press. For level 2, Shift Space, we have a slightly larger space and thus more area and time to shift our point of attack. We get into level 2, Shift Space, by moving the ball into level 2 from a successful use of level 1, or we will find ourselves in level 2 when we have possession as the ball carrier with large space around you and the opponent starts to close this space just prior to being in a full press. As stated, level 2 is slightly larger than level 1. That is, it is approximately 3 to 5 yards around you. You can use this space yourself or have a teammate make a run in to receive a pass. Note, a switch of play or point of attack does not require a 12 to 15 yard pass, but can be used here with a 3 to 5 yard pass to your level 2 AOI. A pass using proper angles, distance, timing, and breaking lines and using the correct situation, the 5 elements of position play, can be highly effective in cutting up the opponent's defense. So how do we use this area of influence? We can influence space and opponents in several ways. Some examples are, and this is by no means an exhaustive list, making movement action or feint action or faking movement to space 3 to 5 yards away may cause an opponent to shift to cut this movement or cause them to hesitate movement as they attempt to conceive your intent. When using a teammate in this level 2 shift space, we are taking advantage of the fact the ball moves faster and quicker than a player. In this case, we shift to an adjacent space quickly with a 3 to 5 yard pass where an opponent may have been in excellent position covering you, but is now completely out of position to cover your teammate with the ball. Just as with level 1, My Ball, the opponent is focused on the 2 points, the player, you, and the ball. With the opponent not quite in a press position yet, we feint a run to make an opponent shift or hesitate. We are ensuring that the opponent has full focus on you, the player, while you have some time and space. This keeps the opponent predictable and not an immediate threat. If they hesitate to press, the space you made a feint run toward remains a current space option for you to continue your run into. If the opponent shifts to cut this space, new space is created in the area the opponent just left. This new space, a teammate or you can exploit. A teammate running into this space to receive a pass will cause the opponent to change player focus and they have lost focus on the ball, or you can take this space yourself since you have caused the opponent to lose focus on you with your feint. Here we have level 3, Take Space. Just as in level 2, Shift Space took elements of level 1, My Ball, and applied them to a larger area, level 3 will take some elements of level 2 and apply them to an area just outside the level 2 AOI. With level 3, we are on the attacking side, or the team with possession, and we are looking to support our teammate with the ball. This means our team has the ball, but you don't. This is a situation you will be in most of the time in a game. There is only one ball, so how you play the game when you don't have the ball at your feet is just as important, if not more important, than when you have the ball at your feet. We are scanning the field to find space, both current and created. In principle of play 5, attack 1, 2, 3, we are the attacker 2 or 3. We find space that is connected to our ball carrier, space, lane, distance. We move to exploit the space for our ball carrier utilizing the 5 elements of position play, angles, distance, timing, line, situation, and we want to be in the space at the same moment the ball arrives in that space. We are looking for clear spaces and for seams between opponent defensive areas of influence. We may run to these areas to receive the ball or to deceive the opponent and enable our ball carrier to exploit another space. For level 3, take space, we are constantly looking for space and seams where we are able to receive a ball and start another attack point. You will make more runs into these spaces than you will receive a ball. It is vital that you continue to take space, making yourself constantly available and either receiving a ball or causing the opponent to think and make decisions on your movement and lose focus of the ball carrier or the ball. Note, it is important to use all 5 elements of position play: angles, distance, timing, lines, situation. I want to talk quickly about timing. It is a difficult skill to learn, but know that there are times when pausing for a moment to let the play develop is a great asset to your team. Notice I keep saying look for space, current and created. Often in a game, if you pause and let players make their moves on the field, you will see opportunities and spaces to exploit that weren't there a second ago. I'm not saying wait 10 seconds. The game will be long gone by then. But to just hold for a moment, perceive the movements of players, conceive the spaces opening or being created and the associated options, and decide on your action. In level 4, draw, we make runs like in level 3, take space, but our intent is to open space for teammates. Again, we are attacker 2 or 3, in principle of play 5, attack 1, 2, 3. We look to move from our space and bring an opponent with us. This will create space where we were for our teammate with the ball, or a teammate using level 2 or 3 AOI for the ball carrier's support. Level 4 is much alike level 3 in that we are making runs to space. The difference is that in level 4, draw, our intent is not so much to separate as it is to bring an opponent into a different space, opening a better option space for teammates. We are making runs to current space to create space. We can also use level 4, draw, to create space for ourselves to support the ball carrier. We do this by deliberately gaining the attention of the opponent, moving out of our space with a simple movement or a deceptive run, showing the opponent we want the ball in this new space, to only change direction back to our original space, which may be opponent free as our first action drew the covering opponent out of this space.